Hiking and camping season is upon us, and one of the worst things to do is to get bit by a mosquito, or even worse, a tick. I'm going to show you how I avoid that stuff when I'm camping and out on the trail. Hey, what's going on? It's Matt. Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to talk to you about how I stay bug-free when I am camping and when I'm hiking, and more importantly, how you can keep your kids bug-free when you're hiking and camping. And I consider myself an expert now because I finally took my little girl on her first camping trip this past weekend out west with Chris and his kids. It was up in the area of the Stanislaus National Forest. It's actually the same place where I shot the video of Chris and I catching those trout, and it was an awesome experience. And one of my concerns when taking her out for the very first time was that she's not really a big fan of getting bit by bugs, or in fact even seeing them. She's a 5-year-old little girl, and I get that. She's definitely terrified of mosquitoes. So that was kind of top of mind, and I was like, okay, I really do need to prepare for this particular event that's going to happen in her life, because as a parent, you know that if the first time goes completely and totally wrong and it's a disaster, it's not going to happen again anytime soon. And if it does, it's going to be kind of a struggle to make it happen. So thankfully, that was not the case with my current situation. My daughter absolutely loved it. She had a blast with Chris's kids. And one of the things that I kept asking her throughout the whole trip was, are the bugs bothering you? Are you getting bit by mosquitoes when we were roasting s'mores by the fire at night? And her answer was continually no. So much so that on the second night that we were there at like 10 o'clock at night, she was wearing a tank top and shorts, and other people were covered, and she was not getting touched at all. And it made me really, really happy. So in this video, I'm going to cover what I do for myself when I go hiking. But I also want to cover a camping piece kind of when you're standing still. So this is how to not get bit, or how to be not bothered by bugs, mosquitoes, and ticks when you're walking, but also when you're stationary. And to start off with, I want to talk about permethrin. Now, permethrin is a chemical that, if you have a bug guy that sprays your outdoors, there's a level of permethrin that he puts in your grass and your outdoor stuff. It's very, very high, and it is kind of toxic. But this right here, this one is made by Ben's. This is permethrin specifically for you to spray on your clothes. So one of the first things that I did is when I found out that we were going to be going on this camping trip was that I picked up some spray-on permethrin. You can find this on Amazon. You can find it in Walmart. It comes in a hand pump spray, but it also comes in an aerosol as well. I don't like the aerosol simply for the fact that this does have a toxicity level when it is in the air and when it is still wet. And basically what you do is you just take it, say about 12 to 18 inches away in a well-ventilated area, preferably outside, and you just spray this on your clothes. A lot of people will tell you to saturate your clothes. That is simply not necessary. Just get a light mist all over your clothes, let it dry for 2 hours, and then it is completely and totally safe. This stuff will last probably through 6 washes on cold, and it's mainly just for your clothes and your gear. So I sprayed my daughter's long sleeve shirts that she'd be wearing at night, and I also sprayed her shoes. Now, don't spray the inside of the shoes, it's really not necessary, but I did make sure that I got the cuffs of her shirts really well, and the cuffs of the long pants, which she didn't end up wearing, really, really well, simply for the fact that that's an entry point for bugs, and specifically ticks. This stuff is absolutely phenomenal. This is a Ben's, but Sawyer makes it, and I believe even Off makes some as well, but this is my go-to. I swear by this stuff now, and the reason why I swear by it is because 5-year-old little girl didn't get bothered by mosquitoes, and she didn't get bit by anything while we're outside. So that's a huge win for me. It is toxic to cats. I don't like cats, so I really don't care. Sorry for all you cat owners out there, but once it's dry, it's completely and totally safe to touch. This stuff works so well is that I've even used it in the house when my daughter's not home for 1 or 2 days, and I spray our curtains and I spray the baseboards because it lasts up to about 6 weeks untouched. And this gets rid of spiders as well. It doesn't necessarily kill them. It'll kill them if you spray it directly on there, but it will deter them. And honestly, we had a little bit of a spider issue in the house. It was killing like one a night, and it was getting kind of annoying. So this stuff, pick it up. I'll put a link to this particular brand down below, and you can check it out. The second is for your skin and any exposed surfaces. And this, we all know this is off. This is the DEET free off. Now you're saying, well, DEET's going to be better, right? DEET is better, hands down. Because I'm dealing with a child, I didn't want to put more chemicals on her skin if I didn't have to. They make a great DEET formula. This particular kind of application it's literally a lotion, so you can spray it in your hands or spray it directly on the body and rub it in. It has a typical citronella scent to it. So this is for, just any exposed skin. Do not get the bends on your skin, obviously. It's going to be an irritant, but I'm going to be honest with you, it's not going to work either. It binds to fibers. This actually is activated by your sweat glands. A lot of people don't understand that, but it is. So like when this is on your skin and you kind of get a little bit warm or you move, it kind of releases it even more, makes it even more effective. Also too, if you are not a fan of DEET, and like I said, I am, just not for kids, DEET will destroy your technical gear. It basically eats plastic. So if you've got really expensive gear and you're not a fan of DEET, this is your go-to stuff. Take a look at that. Now that's when you're kind of camping and you're walking around the campground, or you're hiking, or you're backpacking. But once you get back to camp and you're sedentary, mosquitoes tend to become a little bit of an issue. So I have two things that I used this past weekend that worked really, really well for me. First and foremost is a Thermacell. This is, I think, Thermacell's newest line. This is the Thermacell Patio. Link will be down below. What this essentially is it is an electronic, it's actually gas powered, I take that back, it's not electronic. It's a gas powered citronella candle, and what you can see up here is that's where you slide the citronella pads up in there, and there is a gas canister down there. These are blue when you start. When you buy this at Walmart, which you can buy for like 24 bucks, it'll come with a starter pack with 3 of the blue pads and 1 of the little fuel canisters. They sell replacements done by hour marks, meaning that they sell a 72-hour package, which has about 6 of these and 2 of these. So if you do the math, you can tell these things last about 12 hours for the fuel canister, and basically the blue things last a little bit less than that. But these are very, very effective when it's not windy. If there is a stiff breeze, it is pointless. Basically, there's a little lighter down here, a little piezo lighter, I guess, that heats that pad up, and it disperses this kind of invisible cloud. It does smell, but it doesn't smell any more than a citronella candle, and it's not harmful to inhale or ingest. So take a look at one of these. And then lastly is something made by Nebo, and this is a great little thing. This is a Nebo light, but it's also a bug zapper. Let me see if I can just get to the bug zapper mode. You can see it right there. There's a little blue light that emits in there. Now, I was given this, by Nebo because they're one of my partners, and I just kind of thought it was a gimmick. And I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see this, but to my surprise, there were, let's see if I can get it on there. Let me get my face out of the picture. There were bugs in there. And I was so shocked to see that. I could not believe that this thing was actually killing bugs. Now, granted, for the amount of time that this thing was on, and for the amount of time that we were outside, it didn't kill an epic amount. So I got smart. On the second night, I actually brought this into the tent, because inevitably when you open up your tent, you're going to let maybe little gnats in or little mosquitoes in. It's impossible to be that quick with the zipper. Some of you, if you are, God bless you. I don't know how you do it, but even having a 5-year-old, it was kind of like, close the tent door, and she did her best. But on the second night, I hung this and I only turned the bug zapper on, and it killed a couple of more. These things are great. I will link this to Amazon as well. It also is a killer spotlight. And it obviously is also a lantern light as well for additional light. So pretty neat little gadget. Completely and totally shocked that it worked. I even told Chris, I was like, oh my gosh. So that was my system for keeping us, myself, my daughter, and even Chris and his kids bug-free at camp. The permethrin and the off were the two things that I used when we were out and about moving, like fishing and going down to the little creek that they had there. It was a great experience. I highly recommend everything. Once again, I'll put links down below to everything that I just mentioned. Look, nobody wants to get bit by a mosquito, but more importantly, nobody wants to get bit by a tick. They carry obviously a lot of diseases. Permethrin really does work on your clothing. One of the things that I really am going to make more of an effort to do is to spray more of my actual gear, like my backpack and obviously my shoes when it really needs to be done. But keeping long sleeves and long pants on, or sometimes the heat is just too much and you can't do it. So take my advice. I'm not a doctor, but I play one on YouTube. Anyway, this stuff worked great. I think I'm going to say great. Stuff worked great one more time. Thanks for watching these things. Hope this was helpful in keeping you bug-free at camp and when you're hiking with yourself, or more importantly, with your little ones. Hope everyone's also enjoying the outdoors this summer. Talk to you soon. Bye.